So we're just going to look at a very quick little video on operations on functions. So an important thing to know about functions, and if you don't know what a function is, you need to check out the last video I made on the properties of functions. One thing we need to know is that we can actually perform operations on them. Okay, so we can do adding, we can do subtracting, and this is basically us adding, subtracting these different equations. So the easiest way to see this is actually just to do an example. So let's imagine that we have two different functions here. We would say this as f of x is equal to 2x plus 4, and g of x is equal to negative x minus 5. The way we're used to seeing that is actually y is equal to 2x plus 4. This is just a different way of doing a notation, okay? Because otherwise we would end up with a whole bunch of y equals, and we want to be able to separate them. So f of x, which just means it's a function of x. In other words, f is going to change depending on x. All right? So let's say that we have these two functions, and I tell you to find h of x if h of x is from f of x plus g of x. Okay, so I'm basically asking you to do a mathematical operation on f and g, those two functions, to find another one. So how would we do this? Well, f of x is equal to 2x plus 4, and g of x is negative x minus 5. So really what I'm asking you to do is this. Okay, that's the exact same thing. This is f of x here, and this is my function g of x. That's what that looks like. So now what I'm going to do is actually just simplify to figure out what h of x is. So I want to remove my brackets and simplify by combining my like terms. So h of x should be equal to 1x, okay, so because we have 2x and negative x. We don't really write 1x, we just write x, plus, or sorry, minus 1, because we have 4 minus 5. That gives us a negative 1. So my answer to this question, find h of x, is this. h of x is x minus 1. And you notice that we actually get another function. So when we're doing an operation on a function, we actually get another function out of it. Let's do another example of operations on a function. So this is sort of a little bit of bad writing here, but that's supposed to be a multiplication sign. These are the exact same two functions as before, so f and g. And I'm again asking you to find h of x, but this time you get h of x by multiplying f and g together. So let's write this down. It looks like this. So if I were to give you this and ask you to simplify, you would have to do a little bit of expansion here to remove those brackets. So what do we end up with? We have to multiply our firsts here. So we have a negative 2x squared minus 10x minus a 4x minus 20. So we want to simplify here and get combined like terms. So we have negative 2x squared minus 14x minus 20. So h of x, which is the product of f of x and g of x, is negative 2x squared minus 14x minus 20. If you remember last year, you know that that's a quadratic function, but it also is a function. Okay? So the most important thing that we're going to get out of this is that if you perform operations on functions, you're going to create another function. So when I'm asking you to do some kind of operation, like add two functions together, I'm usually going to say, like I did this question, where I say, could you find h of x if it is this combination of f and g, or any other two functions. So this is a really important note to take in from this. If you perform operations using two or more functions, you're going to get other functions out of it.